It's Ron Reader digs the universe. I'm Ron Reader, and this is Ron Reader Digs the Universe. And tonight, the homophobic web designer. As part of its most recent Scorched Earth campaign against our nation, in 303 Creative LLC versus Elanus, the Supreme Court struck down Colorado's anti-discrimination law. The most obvious takeaway from this is that web designers now have a constitutional right to refuse service to gay couples who want a website for their wedding. But the ramifications for this decision run far and wide. I could talk about how 303 Creative totally lacked standing to sue. Owner Lori Smith neither designs wedding sites, nor has she ever been asked to do so. This should have never gone to trial. I could talk about how this decision is an unjustified violation of the public accommodations section of the Civil Rights Act, and therefore a violation of the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. I could talk about how the court's ruling was decided as a free speech issue when it's really a freedom of religion issue, even though oppressing gay people is not actually a freedom that people have. Actually, I do want to hit on an aspect of that last one, the baseless assertion that the business of web design, creating websites, hosting other people's content for profit, is such a personally expressive activity that it rises to the level of First Amendment protection. The majority opinion asserts that Colorado's anti-discrimination law would allow the government to force all manner of artists, speechwriters, and others whose services involve speech to speak what they do not believe on pain of penalty. And I call bullshit on that one. As a theater artist, this show, it's me being a theater artist, and as a holder of a Master of Fine Arts degree, I just gotta tell you that when you take money for your creative work, you are automatically and instantly compromising your creative work. You lose a great deal of expressive freedom simply because the person paying you is now a stakeholder. It's no longer all about you and your artistic vision or whatever. And this is unavoidable. This is how business works. From the Sistine Chapel to Hallmark greeting cards, the people putting up the money have the final say. In other words, commercial expression is fully understood to be very different from individual expression. They're just not the same thing. Commercial expression is business. Individual expression is, clearly protected by the First Amendment. Web design, especially for something like a wedding page, isn't even in the same ballpark as the kind of personal individual expression the Supreme Court says it is. I mean, sure, it's creative work. Layout, font choices, color, these are all creative choices, but so too are the creative decisions I make orchestrating a family's dining experience as a restaurant server. Should I be allowed to refuse service to, say, praying evangelicals because doing so compels me to say that I agree with their views? No, of course not. That's fucking stupid. Waiting on evangelicals has absolutely nothing to do with my own personal beliefs, just as designing a gay wedding page has absolutely nothing to do with the designer's personal beliefs, especially when the difference from a straight wedding page is just one word, the gendered name of a spouse. As Sabrina Hockett observed in her recent Salon piece, this decision is nothing more than legalizing discrimination against gay people. I'm Ron Reeder, and this has been Ron Reeder Digs the Universe. Join me, Ron Reeder, again next week for another episode of Ron Reeder Digs the Universe.